Hi everyone, I'm Nicole. Today we're going to talk about how to stay hydrated during your long runs in the summer. Whether you're training for a marathon or you're just going out for a hike around the neighborhood, these tips will help you stay safe and perform your best. If you're a heavy sweater like me, you have to prepare for these things and think it through as early as Thursday and Friday. Staying hydrated is a real challenge, and it's one that creates real discomfort if we're not careful about it. Otherwise, discomfort, distress is much more challenging, and recovery is much more challenging too. So do your best to follow these tips and avoid those discomforts. If I know my long run is on Saturday, I'm going to start ramping up my hydration efforts on Thursday and Friday. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to drink more water. What I am doing is I'm going to start adding electrolytes to my water. So what I will do is add an electrolyte powder to my Thursday morning water, fill up my Thursday morning water first, drink that, and throughout the day I'm drinking water. Later that night I'll drink another electrolyte powder. Same thing for Friday. Repeat that on Friday, and then I'm ready to go on Saturday. I also got in the habit of slicing up a whole lemon, and putting it into a gallon of water every night. So I will do this each night, slice up a lemon, put it in a gallon of water, put it in the refrigerator, and take it out in the morning. It's ready to go. I drink a little bit of water before my workout and then feel great the rest of the day. I was inspired to create this gallon of water challenge every day when I saw the football players at school bringing gallons of water to school. So I thought, hey, if it works for them, I'll do it too. So go through a gallon of water every day. Most days I don't drink the whole gallon, but I get awful darn close sometimes. But what I love about the gallon of water is that it gives me a visual cue and a visual motivator. So I know that when I'm getting down, I'm getting pretty well hydrated. I'm staying pretty well hydrated. I also love the fancy water bottles. I like to carry around the Stanley water bottles and the hydro flasks and all these different water bottles. It's just fun because if I were carrying this around all the time, I mean, the number of water bottles that I would be consuming every day is just very high. So that's wasteful when it comes to the plastic, and it's fun to buy myself a new water bottle just to have something new. Let's talk about electrolytes. Electrolytes are what we're losing when we're sweating heavily during the summer months. Electrolytes are things that carries electrical charges, and we need these electrical charges to move our muscles for body functioning. Maintaining the fluid is the way that we balance our electrolytes and transmit the nerve signals throughout the rest of our body. When you run, especially during long distance running for prolonged periods of time and in the hot weather, we lose our electrolytes through the sweat. If these electrolytes are not replenished, it can lead to dehydration and imbalances in electrolyte levels. This can lead to severe side effects like muscle cramps, dizziness, fatigue, confusion, and even more severe conditions include things like heat stroke. The ways that we replenish our electrolytes are things like sports drinks and the electrolyte powders, which I'm going to talk to you more about. Foods that are rich in electrolytes like bananas, why we have bananas at the end of a race, and natural sources like coconut water. Sometimes I'll get a coconut water after a run just to replenish. Maintaining the right levels of electrolytes is key to staying hydrated and performing well during your runs. All right, so let's talk about pre-run hydration. What you want to do, what I suggest you do before you get out on your long run is 2 to 3 hours before you go on your run, drink 16 to 20 ounces of water, with one of these water bottles. If you're like me and you're getting up early in the morning to go for your long run, that might be out of the question. I'm not going to get up at 4 a.m. to drink a bottle of water for my 6 a.m. run. I'm just not going to do that. So what I will do is at least 30 minutes before my long run, I'm going to have a minimum of 8 ounces of water. Now, I say only 8 ounces because I don't want it jostling around while I'm running. And I won't fully absorb that water because it's 30 minutes before, but at least it's something. Next, staying hydrated during your runs. Now, if you're going for a long run that is more than 1 hour, you're going to need to replace your electrolytes. If it's less than an hour, carry a water bottle with you, and straight water will be fine. If you're planning for being out longer than 1 hour, electrolytes are going to need to be replenished. So drink electrolyte infused water or add salt tablets. Carry a hydration pack or a handheld water bottle with you and aim to drink 7 to 10 ounces every 20 minutes. Now, I know I am not visually keeping track of the amount of water and the time that I'm doing it, but I take little sips as I run, and there's always water stops along the way. Making conscious efforts to do the little sips is part of the long run strategy. My recommendation when it comes to electrolyte supplements is to try them out during your training. You don't want to wait until race day to try out an electrolyte powder. Make sure that you have tried these things out during training and not on race day. If you're drinking it during race day, it could foul up your stomach and there goes the day. So be sure that you try these while your heart rate is up, while you're running longer than an hour, and discover the things that you like. Today, I opt for Huma Gels, but that's a nutrition supplement, and we'll talk about that in a different video.
Let me talk to you about electrolyte supplements and sports drinks. First off is Liquid IV, and that's what I have right now. Liquid IV I've bought, I really like, and I like it because it comes in a variety of flavors. I just add it to my water, stir it up, drink away. So I'll do that once in the morning, once at night if I feel like I'm going to need more. It claims that it hydrates up to 3 times, and if that's true, great, because it works for me, and I have a bunch of it right now, so I'll continue to drink it. I tend to stick with the citrusy flavors because of the lemon that I add to my water. I like the citrusy flavors. Right now I have like strawberry and golden cherry, and they can get a little bit too much. I have to dilute them quite a bit because I don't flavor my water. I don't flavor stuff. I don't even use sweetener in my coffee, so I don't like the sweet, sickly sweet stuff. But Liquid IV I enjoy. It works for me, and I'll continue to use it until I run out of those strawberries and golden cherries. Another hydration multiplier is Drip Drop. Drip Drop claims to rehydrate at 3 times water levels, 3 times whatever hydration rates. I've used it a few times when we've gotten it for free. I haven't bought any myself, so I can't give you a whole lot of feedback on it. There's a whole section of its website where it talks about how much better it is than Liquid IV. Take that for what it's worth. Again, it's trying to sell you something, so do your own research. I enjoy it. It's fine. It's similar to Liquid IV, so I don't have anything bad to say about it. Gatorade is a sports drink. Sports drinks are great. If you're like me, grew up in the 80s, we grew up with Gatorade, 2 flavors, lemon, lime, and fruit punch, which were delicious. They came in 32-ounce glass jugs, huge glass bottles. I loved it. My sister thought it tasted like sweat, which it probably did, or at least reminded her of sweat. I don't know. I love Gatorade, but it's a little bit more pricey, I think, and it's less accessible. I can go to BJ's or Sam's Club and get the Liquid IV. They sell them in big bags, and that's all I need for like a week or 2. So that lasts me. Gatorade is what I'll buy on the road, you know, from the 7-Eleven. So I like Gatorade. It's wonderful. Another sports drink is Noon. It's an electrolyte supplement. Comes in tablets. You put it in the water. Noon is used by my run group, but it's one that I don't prefer because it is effervescent and it tastes like carbonated, and I don't even drink sodas, so I don't really enjoy that feeling on my tongue. A lot of people do like that extra different vibe than water, so just a little bit of a break from water. Noon, by its website, makes all sorts of claims that it's wonderful as well, and you know, for what it's worth, it is. And that kind of rounds out what I know about hydration multipliers and enhancements. I will drink those the next day after a long run to replenish and refuel, and it makes me feel better. All right, so after a run, the next day, you want to continue to replace the electrolytes and be mindful of the amount of water that you're consuming. It needs to be replenished. You just put out a lot of stuff, especially if you're going for long distances and higher mileage in the hot and humid weather. So that's it, folks. That's my rundown on hydration and how I maintain my hydration levels on hot summer days. Humidity's over 80, and in the June, July, August summer months in the Carolinas, it's scorchers. It is actually the one factor that drove me to see my nutritionist last summer when I was having some really difficult runs. And so he's taught me a little bit more about hydrating and proper nutrition and food and what I need to eat before a run. If you like what you see, mash that subscribe button. Just a reminder, I'm trying to get all the subscribers that I can so I can monetize my YouTube channel. I'd like to start school in August to further my education, and you can help me out and get me there. If you want to help me out, subscribe and come along with me on these run journeys. Thanks.